So just hours ago, the Prime Minister here in Britain announced his plans to slowly start easing the lockdown restrictions. And while I do not think they are happening soon enough to save our businesses, the biggest thing that I noticed was his omission on any guidance when it comes to political campaigning. Now, if you haven't been following the events over here in the Brian for Mayor campaign, then you won't know that a few weeks ago, we were detained, fined, and then banned for campaigning to be the next mayor of London. And I've actually just got the letter from the City of London Police, and they say I was fined specifically for, quote, campaigning to be mayor of London. That's what I was fined for, and I was banned to continue doing that. And I find it quite peculiar that our Prime Minister today did not speak about any of the restrictions when it comes to political campaigning. Now, he said that we wouldn't see events happening until May. So does that include political events? And if that's the case, it's very, very worrying. I'm also looking for guidance when it comes to volunteers dropping leaflets off, by which at this point has been told that we cannot do, which means that favors the big parties. And it hinders the little guys that don't have the big funding to literally pay companies to leaflet when you could have volunteers doing that. But that, of course, has not been addressed today. And also, door-to-door campaigning and canvassing was also not addressed. So the Prime Minister has avoided the free and fair election issue and the democratic process in general. And just recently, the Conservative chair, Amanda Milling, said election campaigning would open up as restrictions ease. And yet we haven't seen that addressed today. So I'm frustrated. I'm sure you're frustrated. We were in the front page of the Evening Standard and the Express on Friday talking about how we are unimpressed with the current mayor of London, who is out there literally campaigning, forcing police officers to pose with him, forcing nurses to pose with him as he campaigns to be the next mayor. And yet me, as an independent candidate, I'm not allowed to do those things. The police, they don't do photo ops with me. They fine me and ban me from campaigning, and I'm not allowed to go out there and get my message to you, which means they are ruining the democratic process, which is your fundamental human right to choose your elected officials. And let's be honest, this is a time where you want to be choosing your elected officials because they're going to control your future, your mental health, your well-being, your children's future as well. And so I am asking the Prime Minister for more guidance here, because it looks like, once again, you are penalizing the little guy, you are penalizing the independent party. And let's face it, we as independents have the best ideas of any political candidate out there. And I'll take the Pepsi challenge when it comes to my policies versus those of Sadiq Khan or any other candidate out there. Go to my website, brianformayor.london. I have 12 detailed policies and 12 videos to accompany each policy. And those have been up there for 3 months. More detail on my housing plan, more detail on my plan to fight crime, more detail on my plan to stop bankrupting our transport infrastructure is on my website. And yet I'm not allowed to have my volunteers drop leaflets through your doors. I'm given no guidance on when I can start having political events. And the clock is ticking. We have 73 days left here until the actual elections here for Mayor of London. And again, it just seems as this is once again political. You know, I'm not saying the Mayor of London sent his police officers to stop us because we were potentially the only candidate who could mess up his plans. I'm not saying the Prime Minister is being vague on these guidances to stop independent parties like mine, but that's exactly what's happening, and they are penalizing the little guy. Tell me what you think. Leave me your comment here below or share this video out there. Do you think this is fair in the democratic process? Do you think free and fair elections can take place if independent parties aren't allowed to go out there and campaign? I was taking a taxi the other day, and he said, Brian, I see your videos and they're great, but are you going to be allowed to actually campaign? And I said, great question. I'm waiting for my Prime Minister to clarify that. I already know how the mayor feels about it. He sent his police officers over there to tell me how he feels. And by the way, I will be posting the letter sent to my police, by police to my social accounts, and you can see exactly where they say they are fining me for campaigning to be mayor of London. And if that doesn't say it right there, that this is a political move, well, then I don't know what is. But that's okay. We're going to push forward because I know that the people in the streets, real Londoners, can see that I actually have solutions and I care about the people in this city. So there you go. Again, leave me your comments below. We're moving forward. Brian from Mayor.London. Join the team. Volunteer with us. Tell your friends. Let's make this happen.